2, 3. Welcome back to Lit Sports Online. We're doing the NFL draft here. We are at picks 11 through 20. Justin, break them down.
All right, so at 11, we had the Chicago Bears taking quarterback Justin Fields. Then we had the Dallas Cowboys taking linebacker Micah Parsons. Then we had the Chargers taking Rashawn Slater, a tackle. Then we had the New York Jets taking Alijah Vera-Tucker, guard. New England Patriots taking Mac Jones, quarterback. Arizona Cardinals taking Zaven Collins, linebacker. Las Vegas Raiders taking Alex Leatherwood, offensive tackle. Miami Dolphins taking Jaelan Phillips, edge rusher. Washington football team taking Jamin Davis, linebacker. And then the New York Giants at 20 taking Kadarius Toney.
So, right up the gates, I got to bring up, we do have a lot of Washington football team viewers that tune in. Washington's sick right now, getting out of first round without a quarterback. I think they were definitely banking on Justin Fields, hopefully, or Mac Jones. They got nothing. They reached for a linebacker. Biggest thing also, Mac Jones going to the New England Patriots. Just looking at him surface level, he looks like your prototypical New England quarterback. I think he got lucky here. He's in a good system. The Patriots system in general, I think, is built for his type of quarterback where he's going to succeed a lot like probably Tom Brady did with that system as long as Bill Belichick's there. Also, Justin Fields going to Chicago. That's pretty big. Didn't think he was going to make it out of the top 10, but here we are. I think it's a good fit for him. Chicago has a lot of building to do, and I think building around Justin Fields, especially now that Aaron Rodgers is talking about not staying with Green Bay. So the NFC North is anybody's game right now. Ross?
It's not fair. It's not fair.
What?
They were talking about the Patriots possibly trading up for Mac Jones, and what do? Belichick, I'm just going to sit here and, look. The connection no one ever wanted to happen. A quarterback from Alabama to go to New England. Nick Saban and Belichick are friends. That's the connection no one wanted. They literally got Tom Brady 2.0.
Yeah.
He's a faster and more athletic Tom Brady that they got in the first round. They got to sit again. They have a quarterback like they were talking about. He's going to drop back. They know where he's going to be. Something reminds me they were pretty successful with a guy like that for 20 seasons.
Yeah.
Hence how this is Belichick's first ever quarterback in the first round.
Yep.
And they just fell to him. And I said, it's just not fair. I knew it was going to happen.
You called it, Russ.
I had a mild thing thought it was going to happen when the Jets traded, but then when I realized it was a Jets, I was like, oh, that ain't going to stop that from happening.
Well, and Mac Jones is really the last of the good quarterback prospects in this draft. So they basically just had their patience, waited. All the quarterbacks that went up to pick 15, you could all make a case for all of them turned out to be good players, and the Patriots just happened to get a guy that is probably going to be the best fit for them anyways. That's the last one left on the board for them. So, but as far as what I really took away from these picks 11 to 20, first I got to start with Justin Fields. I really think that this is going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the draft class. I'd have him right up there with Trevor Lawrence. This guy looks like the next Russell Wilson to me, maybe a couple inches taller than Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, but I see him in that kind of mold because he has the athleticism, really high quarterback rating and yards per attempt at Ohio State, played for a big school. A lot of things to like about him, really, in my opinion. So I really like the pick, although I do think it's odd that the Bears signed Andy Dalton to a $10 million contract.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't understand why they did that.
And also had a post on their social media labeled him as QB1.
Yeah, he says QB1. I have a hard time seeing Andy Dalton beating out Justin Fields after the second year.
Honestly, I think what happened was the Bears probably didn't expect Fields to be at that pick. That's probably why they signed Dalton and gave him starter money.
They traded up from 20, Justin. They traded up to Fields. He didn't drop to him. They went and got him.
But here's the thing:
people thought that
Fields would be gone at least by 5. People thought Fields was going to be with San Francisco. They thought it was a layup pick. It was easy. The fact that he fell out of the top 10 is probably one of the most shocking events of the night. Mac Jones, not surprised that he possibly could have fell. I mean, but Justin Fields, arguably, like you said, one of the best quarterbacks, probably number 2 ahead of Zach Wilson just by an inch. Very surprised by this. You really think about the fact that they did get Andy Dalton. But again, Andy Dalton's trash. And if Justin Fields is just waiting there, or all you got to do is trade up to 11 for it, fuck it, why not do it?
Right. I think the Bears basically paid $10 million to Dalton to be a bridge quarterback now. I think best case scenario for Dalton, he starts maybe the first couple of games and they turn the reins over.
He's going to start for maybe about, I would say, 3 games. They're not winning or they're not producing. It's going to be a similar situation with the Eagles and with the Ravens. They're going to want the new guy, and bye-bye Dalton. That's what's going to happen in Chicago, easily.
Yep.
And I think Fields comes into a good situation, too, because he's got a legit number 1 receiver now in Robinson. Yep. So I think that's going to help him out a lot if he ends up being the starter. I think he's going to put up some good numbers there.
Exactly. I see good things for this kid. I think for Justin Fields, he's playing in similar weather, the Midwest, how cold it can get, very similar weather. It's a very good team, I think, for him, built for him. And I think, Andy Dalton's out. That was a wasted trade.
One more thing I'll say real quick about these set of picks, what I didn't like. I think out of everything that happened with these picks, what I didn't like was what the Jets did. They traded up to get a guard, and I'm not convinced that this guard is even the best guard prospect. So I was kind of scratching my head on that one. It seemed like kind of an overpay with their draft capital to get up and take a guard. It's a little confusing.
Honestly, the effort's there, Justin. The effort is there. They realized what they did with Sam Darnold was the wrong thing. They didn't protect him. They didn't build a team around him. Zach Wilson is the new Corvette. They want to take care of it. They want to put the best garage around this car. And the effort's there. I mean, the draft is still going. There's still a lot of picks to be had for the Jets. But, I mean, start on the inside, maybe work your way outside. He's a big kid, He's definitely going to put up a wall for Zach Wilson. But, I think I know where their head's at. And, hey, at least they're in the right state of mind this time finally.
Did you guys like any of the defenders that went off in this set of picks? Because it seemed like there's more defenders going, a couple linebackers.
Yeah, this is definitely – I liked Micah Parsons out of LSU. Didn't realize he sat out last season.
You're realizing how many of these guys did sit out.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the draft of the kids that sat out, and it's pretty impressive. So I'm also interested to see how these kids do with, not playing a whole year. But, I think Micah Parsons, honestly, I like Penn State just has beast linebackers, historically massive, beast linebackers, and I think this kid's going to have a good future.
Well, and I think you mentioned the Washington football team earlier and how, you felt like they need to get a quarterback in this draft. I think that they were just kind of stuck in a spot where, they really couldn't get the good quarterbacks. And I think they're all in on Ryan Fitzpatrick next year. I think they're trying to be a win-now team with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But, yeah, eventually they are going to need that young quarterback to put behind him, you would think.
Yeah, I definitely think for Redskins fans, 2022 is definitely going to be your year for a first-round quarterback, honestly. Fitzpatrick, journeyman type quarterback, this might be the sunset of his career. Hey, it would be cool to – as much as I wouldn't want to see the Redskins super well, I do like Chase Young on the Redskins. I'm always rooting for that kid. But Fitzpatrick, he deserves a good season. I think this might be his season. If he gets to the playoffs, they're going to tell that, oh, my God, the legend just bills for him. So that does it for at least this block of rounds. We will be wrapping it up soon towards the end of the night after the 32nd pick. Also, not to mention, we will have multiple videos over the next few days, including in-depth Ravens videos that will include me, Ross, and Jordan. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, Take care. Talk soon.